Hello and welcome to the first tutorial on how to create folders and organize your content in Filmora 9. Let's go to Filmora 9. So open Filmora. If you want to create a folder, you can go down here where you see a folder with an add a new folder. You click it and that gives you a folder under your media projects, and you can rename it to, let's say, section 1. If you're making videos for a class or other projects, you can just rename it to whatever you want to rename it. Now if you want folders for share media is basically media you will be using with other projects and so forth. And so yeah, that's basically what that's for. So you can click here and you'll be sharing those medias with whatever's in section 1 and section 2. You can share it with those. If you want a folder there, you can do the same thing, add a folder. You can rename a folder. If you don't want to add a new folder and just rename the one that already exists, that comes when you open the project, you can right click and say rename, and rename that folder to video from camera cam A, let's say camera A. And you can rename the other folder video from camera cam B, camera B, let's say. And then you can start importing content into each of those folders. Let's change this one to rename that one to lesson 1. Let's say lesson 1. You know, no. Now I'll be covering the sample colors and sample videos in a different video later on. For now, let's go to importing, how to import files, media files. So since I have project media, now I have a folder here. So if I want to just import media to lesson 1 per se, I can click here and it'll open up the files, and you can go and find the content that you want to put in this folder. Or you can go to files, import media. You have different choices here. You can import from files, import a folder. You can, if you have your camera connected or a phone connected to the computer, you can also import from a camera or phone. Now I'm gonna click here and I'm going to, I had already basically told the computer where I wanted to go, but if you know how to search through your files and find the ones you want. Now I'm going to be working with some footage that I took earlier during the year in a park. Uh, if I were to select all this footage, if I didn't want to select them one by one and import them one by one, I go Control A and I'll select them all. Now if I only want to select three, let's say three, the last three, I'll click either this file here, and I'll hit the shift key down and then the arrow to the right, and it'll move to the right. Or if I want to just click here and the arrow to the left, those are the three. But I'm gonna be working with all files, so I'm gonna go Control A and select the rest of it. I'm going to import them, and they're right here. Now I'm going to preview and see what I have. So I'm gonna double click and it'll come up here. Okay, so now this video has audio with it, but I have chosen not to uh, put the audio into this lesson because there's some loud noises that were made with the camera and stuff like that, so I chose not to put that in to this tutorial. And I'll show you how to deal with that kind of audio if it happens to you. So I'm going to play this again. Okay, so I want that image there, so I'm gonna hit the letter I on the keyboard, or you can click on one of these brackets and it'll do the same. This is not open and close brackets, so it'll basically do the same. And now I'm gonna click play, and okay, so I'm gonna go where I want to stop. I want him to stop right there, so I'm gonna hit the letter O. That's gonna close that. Now I'm going to click, and I can click and drag it down here wherever, or I can click the add to project, and it'll tell me that the project and the media have two different frames per second. So the media is 30 frames per second, and this project is set to be 25 frames per second. So I can either ignore this and I'll go down here, project settings. That's where I want to go. Project settings, and see it's a 25 frame per second. I can change that to 29.97 or 30 frames per second. 29.97 for now. I'm gonna hit OK, and it's gonna expand that, add more frames to it. Oh, see, because you can right click here, properties, and it'll tell you also what the original is. The original was 29.97 frames per second. Now the computer was rounding up. That's what I'm thinking. So all these are pretty much the same. Let's see. Yep. So if I go here, project settings, bring it back down, and then I go, never mind. Okay. Let's continue, shall we? Okay. I'm gonna click on this one and see what I have here. Okay, I like that one. Go ahead and select I. Let us continue. Okay. Okay, so there's I don't see why I did that, but let's go and put it out there. Let's bring that one down. Let's go ahead and do, let's bring that at 30 frames per second, shall we? Project settings. So yeah. Okay. Let's review this again. See what I got here. Let's see here. What do I have here? Okay. Let's see what I have here. Yeah, I'm gonna select that part. Now if you want to know how I'm doing this, I'm hitting the shift key and then the arrow to the right, and you can skip that way fast. No, okay. I'm gonna explore there. I'm gonna add that one. And I'm gonna hit this one and see. Okay, I like that part. Yeah. Yeah. The best camera work there. And let's do it out. Let's bring that one in. Okay, and that is pretty much how you import files into Filmora 9. And yeah, I will edit this in the next video. I'll show you a couple more things, and yeah, I'll yeah, I'm gonna do that in the next one. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give a like, and we'll see you in the next video.